Is Romaine? Yes, Romaine, you're here. Good. Romaine, would you like to add anything to what Mark's just said? Because you've always spoken, I find, very eye-openingly about the ways of making things comprehensible and kind for people with learning disability.
Yeah, thanks very much, Julia, and to Mark as well. And I just put my hand up at that moment when you said, "Oh, am I here?" Because I thought that would be a great point as well for me to come in. So hello, everybody. Lovely to see you all again and to be involved in the conversation. So we've been working very hard, like we all have. And I think there's so many things that I've picked up on from the conversation today that's great. And that, you know, to say also, you know, that our carers, our support staff, they've been doing a fantastic job, but they are very tired now. They are very tired. They're getting to that stage where they've worked for over a year now at such high levels of stress and worry for the people they support, for themselves, for their own families, and they've gone on a roller coaster journey. And it's just, you know, to have a big clap and pat on the back for those carers and support staff out there, and working hand in hand also with the essential family carers. So for the whole holistic approach, you know, it's a big clap. And I can see Julie there and Suzanne as well, and everybody's sort of, everybody out there, they're doing a great job. What we've been
I'm on a call. Please ring me back later.
What we've been trying to do and what we've been quite successful in doing is very much taking the individual approach, because as Mark says, you know, it's very difficult to try and be an expert suddenly in the coronavirus, which we're all expected to do, you know, looking at care homes, of trying to get the essential messages across to the people that we support. We've been successful in maintaining family visits to the person's family home for some people throughout the pandemic, which has been great, because for some people with autism and very complex needs, actually just stopping those visits would be so detrimental to that person and to their family, that we've enabled that to keep going with lots of risk assessments, lots of talking to people. But, you know, the end result, that's what we do, but the end result is people have been able to go home in some circumstances and spend time with their family at home for overnight stays as well throughout the pandemic. And then for the main part now, we've got the 5 homes. There's been a range of different visiting mechanisms, but it's always with the risk versus benefit, weighing up those main topics, and also then looking at the moral and the ethical balance as well with that. So, you know, for everybody involved, for our family carers, for our support staff, it's been a tough time. We've been asking a lot of people, and, you know, this pandemic has been asking a lot of us, I think. So really from our standpoint, it's weighing up a lot of things and trying to do our best, trying to keep communication open, and trying to take that common sense balance as well, and being brave enough, just the final thing I think, to be brave enough also to be able to go into meetings with our health colleagues, with our public health colleagues, and say, no, this really is what is needed, this is how we must interpret the guidance for this person in this case. So,
yeah, fantastic. I don't think I was the only one who probably wanted to sort of, you know, stand up and cheer at that point. Thank you so much, Romaine. And you know, as ever, I'd like to say to you and to Jane Montrose, anytime you've got a quarter of an hour to write this as a blog, send it over. Let us bung it on our website. Let us share it around, because, you know, for so many people, I mean that for everybody who's here today, the good things that you're doing, please write about them. Let us share them. Let's you know, feel this sharing of each other's strengths, because, you know, we need to hear about your strengths, and you are clearly using the family strength, and it's all for the benefit of the resident. Now, one of the most ethical, I love the way you talked about the moral and ethical dimensions. Nikki and I wrote to, I think it was all the bishops and all the rabbis and all the imams last summer before we started taking on the government, and we got practically nothing back from them. So that was a bit pathetic.